What's the crack, guys? It's Nathan here, the Rambling Kern and Kern School of Combat. So, what I wanted to talk to you today about was the past 8 weeks. I've been running an introductory course into collar and elbow wrestling, and I've learned a lot of lessons myself over that time, and also, obviously, my team have learned a lot as well, getting the grips, excuse the pun, with the style itself. So, I wanted to kind of show some of the sparring that we've done and some of the lessons that we've learned throughout there. Some of the things that I will show will include some of the sparring games that we've done, some of the things that I've used to reinforce the appropriate habits. Some of the guys in my club come from other backgrounds and other grappling arts, myself included. I have done Brazilian Jiu Jitsu for about a decade, so that is kind of the art that I'm most familiar with when it comes to grappling. But obviously, when you're approaching a new style and you're learning new things, you want to make sure that you're having the correct approach, and that was the one thing that I really wanted to enforce with collar and elbow. And it's the one thing that, for anyone starting or anyone who's looking to run a club, or even just practice with friends, I really recommend that you look at the overall approach of collar and elbow and the general rule set. And the two main things being that you're trying to avoid hunching forward and you're trying to avoid stiff arms. Now, I did discuss this in my previous video, but what you'll see today is a few of the drills that I used to help reinforce that and some of the lessons that I've learned from it. You'll also see footage from the other day, which was our last and most recent sparring session, where we actually got to road test the jackets. Now, I will be doing a separate video on the Irish collar and elbow jackets themselves, because obviously, being a unique and different style, we wanted to approach it with a unique and different uniform. Not just to set ourselves apart, but also we don't have any need for a heavy weighted jacket or for long sleeves. So, again, collarandelbow.ie, I really recommend that you look at the development of that jacket, and I will discuss the ins and outs of how it feels and how it wears in the coming weeks. I will also post more sparring footage. If there is an interest, please let me know. And then I can do breakdowns of them as well and kind of show you some of the techniques and how they work in real time. So, as I mentioned, today we're going to go through some of the footage of the past 8 weeks and some of the sparring and some of the drills that we've used, because to reinforce proper grappling, it's not just the techniques itself that we want to work, but we also want to work some of the proper practices around grappling, like break falls and things like that as well. So that's kind of very crucial and almost, in my opinion, as if not more important than the actual grappling skills themselves, because they're the ones that you'll keep with you in the long term and will keep you safe. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and here we go.
So something I find very important is correct warm-up and also proper break falls, such as a partner-assisted one you see here. Now, we've continued to work on these, and we still do every week, as this is a hugely important skill for any grapplers, especially in an art like collar and elbow where you're being thrown. Making sure you fall safely is, in my opinion, critical. Second to this, making sure you have proper posture, especially within collar and elbow, is key. And that's one thing that you see us working on here, and it's something that we worked on throughout to make sure that everyone was maintaining the correct posture as they were fighting. It's very important in collar and elbow to maintain loose arms and legs. Next, we tended to work on regular cross buttock throw or general hip toss. I prefer this when people aren't used to break falling. As you can see here, you're able to guide the partner's head and keep them safe as you're doing the throw. As the weeks progressed, we moved more into trips of various different types. Again, this is the real go-to bread and butter sort of movements within collar and elbow. We worked on many different variations of crooks and hooks and everything else in between. Always working to make sure that we are maintaining the correct posture and the correct alignment that we're looking for. Now, one of the go-to things that we did for this was to develop certain games around the correct posture. Now, obviously, if you were to do standard sparring with someone who has regular grappling experience, be it in judo, jiu-jitsu, or wrestling, they will have certain habits. So to do this, this is one of the games that we used. Basically, it's a single leg sparring game. So as you'll see here, as the two guys come in, only one leg is allowed to touch the mat at any time. As you can see here, they're basically having to hop throughout. This forces the upright posture and also forces you to use your legs a lot more. And this is one of the go-to games that we use, of which there are many variations. This one is a hopping version. We also have one where we You can swap legs back and forth, but you make sure that you're touching one foot to the other opponent's foot throughout. So this footage is from a recent sparring match between a new member and one of our older members. As you can see, there's a bit of a difference here in posture. So in the Navy on the right at the moment is our more experienced player. Again, the same upright posture that we're looking for and the same hopping game that we've played with. As you can see, he's working here on one of the things that we've played with of the drag or the snap down, I should say. And if there is anyone looking to set up a club, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I'm more than happy to help. So here is myself in green and Andrew, who you previously saw in navy. And we are both also wearing the new collar and elbow jackets. I road tested them for the first time. And obviously, in this round, there is a considerable size and weight advantage for myself. But as you can see here, we're mainly trying to keep this very technical and work within the rules of collar and elbow. And this, in my opinion, is kind of how collar and elbow should look. Good upright posture, really probing with the feet, looking for our various different trips and hooks and sweeps. And you can see the difference here between this clip and the last clip. This is the sort of game that we're looking for. And you can see me scoring the throw there. Now, I have included this final clip as Andrew performs a crook here, which is very much a trademark move within collar and elbow. Unfortunately, just get countered, but for someone with no real previous grappling experience, I think it goes to show the level of ability and proficiency that he's built over the duration of the course. And if anyone wishes to know more, I'd be more than happy to help them.
So guys, that was a brief rundown of the past 8 weeks and some of the lessons that I've learned and that my clubs themselves have learned. Now this is by no means the end. Training's back to normal. We're working through techniques as we normally would, and we do have some plans for the coming year, such as competitions and all going well in the world. Hopefully ramping those up across Ireland, and hopefully some seminars and some tours and workshops, that sort of stuff. So if anyone's interested, or even if you just want to come down and try out a class, please let me know. My details will be below. You'll find Rambling Kern and the Kern School of Combat, that's Kern. You'll find everything you need online. And as I say, in the description you'll find the social media links. Now I do hope you enjoyed that video. If there is interest in more sparring footage and breakdowns of that footage, please let me know. I have plenty of it there, and I can go into detail as to how those techniques work and what I plan on doing over the next few weeks. If again there's interest, I plan on doing some breakdowns of the techniques themselves next to actual footage of how they work in sparring. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, all that carry on. It really helps. Channel's growing, the art's growing, so anything you can do to help, I do really appreciate. Thank you very much and have a great week, guys. Slán.